Yo, yo, yo. Mic check, mic check. There you go. Big O, how you doing, man? Happy Friday, my brother. DB Share, how you doing? Jose, what it do? J Nap, how you doing? Retro. Marcy, how you doing? D Taylor, how you doing, my man? Happy payday, dog. Hey, man. Hey, what I tell you, Big O, don't panic, brother. Don't panic. We holding trend. Hey man, hope y'all made some money today on this glorious Friday. I'm definitely happy with my performance today, so hopefully y'all are too. So I didn't even get any tickers yet because I just got home about 15 minutes ago and I started setting up everything. So we gonna go through the whole process. Yep. Put them in now. Put them in now. Yes, sir. Hey, so how you doing? Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, you be killing it, dude. SLB and Wolf got you. Okay. Oh, I need to clear this from last week. I'm gonna keep some of these though. I gotta keep Apple, NXPI, LRCX. MU, I'm keeping that. MCore, maybe. I'm not sure. DC Clark, how you doing, my man? Hey, man, appreciate that subscription. AVGO, I think I just took that one off. That one been playing around, man. Meta and Light, oh Lord. Light, oh, that thing. V, how you doing? Hope you been doing good. All right, which one of these I'm taking off? I ain't taking RGT off. I ain't taking NLC off. Intel. Let's see. Planet Labs. I'm gonna keep Planet Labs on there. SLC, how you doing? I definitely gotta find a shorter name for you. All right, so Jose, this is how. So for any new wolf in here, right? So this is what you would do on a typical day, any day, especially the week or monthly. So when that candle closes, you want to go to this supply zone conquered or the demand zone conquered by bears, right? So you go over here, you see Ford, Delta Airlines, First Solar, SPCE. This is the Dow. Ooh, the Dow conquered a. Okay. FICO, Lilly, XLV, which is the healthcare sector. So you definitely want to look at a lot of tickers in the healthcare sector, and then Verizon. So I know Coach called out Ford, and he made a pretty bag on them. From he had 100 contracts. He made like 9,800 just on this little move right here. So I'm not even gonna go over that one because Coach already did that one. Because when he call out something, do a top down on it immediately. Is this how Sean gets some of the call outs? Yeah, so basically his call outs go straight to his Discord. Then he just goes skim at the chart. I mean, he's basically Black Wolf, so he don't have to do what we do with the screenshots. He literally looks at it, flip through the time frames, and then he develop his analysis like in real time. Yeah, and that's how Black Wolf is trained off of his brain. So yeah, we got the best mentor in the game. Cause ain't nobody else doing that. Let's see what SPC is. Virgin Galactic. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, nope. ATM, how you doing? At the money. At the money. That's what that. Yeah, I like at the money better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna go XLV. I'm gonna add XLV on here. All right, boom. And that'll cover an entire sector, and then we'll just go through tickers within that sector. I already know Lily is gonna be the top one in that one. All right, so we're gonna start off with the indexes. So this is SPY on the monthly time frame. Nope, weekly time frame. Here's SPY on the monthly time frame. So right now we're doing pretty good. We are on aggressive, so that's hella good. Go on the week, we got multiple floating candles. Oh yeah, Ford is definitely small account friendly. And so at work, I asked Sean, I said, man, how much you pay for them 100 contracts? Man, he like, oh, I only pay 1,800. And I was like, bro, you could have told me. But I be busy running my own Discord, so I barely be in his. All right, so on the weekly, we got multiple floaters. We do have an inside close from last week. So I mean, that's, I guess that's all right. We still on aggressive. The daily, so did we close above that? We closed right at the signal and the WTMA on the daily time frame. So this is going to be a good pivotal point. That's why we swept liquidity, because we basically went over this liquidity level on the WTMA, and then we got that huge rejection at the end of the day that probably freaked a lot of people out. Most people probably started buying stuff when that happened. BIA, oh, they did get an all-time high. Oh man. Yep, next week gonna be a good week. All right, so Dow Jones, you already see it, brand new all-time high on the month. Well, in time, fresh breaker structure with the candle close this week. All right, so what you want to expect from, Dow Jones next week is a possible gap up and a rejection like instantly. So a buy side liquidity sweep, come down to hold this breaker structure level, and then another pop up, or just a straight pullback to this liquidity area right here at around 499, and then a pop back up. And that'll be your Caterpillar, Cummins, GE, FedEx, all of that. Here's the day. We just finished with a floater. So yeah, we're definitely going to get a buy side sweep. So it's already starting to sweep, but it didn't go under the order block yet. So yeah, expect that sweep. IWM, my baby. All right, fresh all-time highs again. No surprise there. So this week, that pretty hard drop we had off of that data, all it did was retest the WTMA cloud, the 12 EMA, and the WTMA and signal line, and this fair value gap. That is crazy confluence. Yeah, Hayes, yeah, you can load up like 50 contracts for like half the price of SPX. Not even kidding. And also on this weekly candle, we came right back down to this breaker structure level. That's why I say this level that we get on the breaker structures be so important, because you'll get a run up, an initial run up, and then you're always gonna come back more than likely to retest this breaker structure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you can load up so many contracts. I had I had 16 yesterday, and I sold 10, and I let the other 6 run today. Pretty good. So for the daily, we just got a fresh inverse arc. I like that. And we're starting to sweep off of this liquidity level. So from this supply. We already tested it once. We tested it twice. You know, we're knocking on that door to get a brand new all-time high. Miss Quita P. Hey, we talking about IWM right now, the one that make you sick. So we already tapped it twice. So now what you want to do is wait for the trigger to break. You can put this on a 6-hour time frame, and if it breaks this supply on that 6 hour and closes, you can feel comfortable about getting in. So look at the 6 hour. Yep, still got the same trigger. And make sure it clears this WTMA cloud as well. Yeah, I bought 16 at that level, and then I bought 285 calls. So that's how I got them for like $25 a piece. So I didn't spend too much, and I made, well, I was up like $900, and I probably sold all of them for like 700 and something. Well, 700 something profit. S5th. We're still under 60. So, I mean, we getting there. We just broke this trend line on a daily. That's good. But we are about to test this 200. So, I mean, we can get a universal, I'm doing air quotes, a universal pullback, which AKA we kind of had at the end of the day today. Get this little pullback right here, get a little consolidation, and then break up to 60. For VIX, VIX is holding it down. I like it. It's at 1671. Fitty, how you doing, my man? Yeah, ain't nothing special with VIX right now. Let me see if we got a inverse arc anywhere. All right, so on the 3-day, watch out for VIX according to the 3-day. Because if we get, you know, like what, 12 days worth of, you know, just consolidation, this WTMA will be flat. And then that'll let you know that, you know, smart money is starting to distribute, you know, stocks and positions. And then that's when we have those crazy pullbacks that everyone panics at. And then when VIX starts to rise, and then, you know, rinse and repeat. We already know what happens when VIX go over 20. But the daily is going down to an order block. So if anything, we might sweep down here at 1550. Nah, about 1520-ish. All right, we're gonna go to the tickers now. I'm gonna skip NVIDIA unless y'all want me to do NVIDIA. NVIDIA ain't been doing nothing special. They just had some crazy earnings, and they've been getting smacked up since. So I mean, nothing special there. But we are right at this breaker structure level, so it can, you know, spring up pretty quick. Actually, let's see. All right, so we're currently holding the breaker structure on a month. On the week, there it is. So this didn't prompt the breaker structure, but this was a trigger which acts as the same as a breaker structure, right? So you have this previous all-time high. This was broken. It creates this line right here. And then you ran up, probably a buy-side sweep up here. Then they had the earnings and then drop down. So I'm expecting NVIDIA to probably come back down to 210, test this WTMA and this breakout level, and then to pop back up. Because, I mean, you know, NVIDIA is going NVIDIA, you know. Yeah. I monitor NVIDIA for sure. All right, Credo, one of the best ones I done called out today. So I called out a 15-minute trigger on Credo today. I'm not sure who took it. I think Manny took it. Let me take off Day Trader Pro real quick. Let's see. I called a 15-minute trigger. Was it right here? Or was it a 5 or 10 minute? Because it was at like 202. Yeah, right here. Man, oh my God. So, D Clark, was that you? Oh no. So I called out the trigger, and then, you know, it prompted the trade. It did a pullback, and then immediately rips up like $25. Yeah. I'm sorry, dog. I did the best I could. I tagged you and everything too. I was like, man, I hope he get that. I was gonna be so like ecstatic, like for a new person with free access to capitalize on that. I think Manny did take that trade though. So monthly looks good. Fresh inverse arc. We did get a retest of this 12 with this fair value gap, and now we're springing forward to new all-time highs. Weekly just broke this trend line, just made a change of character. Ooh, man, Credo is insane. Ooh. For the daily, fresh inverse arc and floating candle. So you got, so in this case, for those who's going to ask, because I know they're going to ask, yes, this is your arc lock candle, your arc / lock candle, and a floating candle. So this is all three right here. So there's your confirmation right there in one candle. Man, that's a strong move. That's a Marabazu candle too, and it's on aggressive, so it very well could keep going. Moving on to A-Lab on the monthly, you already see it. This thing up $112. $112, and it's 22 days in a month. Going crazy. So what you want to do here is put your fibs out. Let's see if it'll, there we go. So what you want to do here is just mark out your fib level. Boom. And then boom. Because I mean, right now, sky's the limit for BE. And then you want to go to the week. So the week is, you know, doing this little ugly stuff down there. Go to the 2 week. Boom. So we just closed over a 2 week liquidity. I need to make that another color. Boom. Boom. And then I'll put this up here. Cause I think they gonna try to run this thing to like 500 or something. I don't know what they got going. Then the weekly, 3 day, I'm not gonna use 3 day, and then the daily. Boom, and then I'm gonna make this pink. All right, there we go. So this is how you map out your fibs when you're at all-time highs. You want to go through every time frame that's applicable, grab those fibs, boom, mark a line, and then you go through each higher time frame to get those fib levels. So now you know once A-Lab gets to 326, it can just hit a rejection like instantly, and then probably come back down to like 300 and then spring back up. All right, moving on to Intel. Intel is giving entry vibes right now. Intel, you already know, 2 monstrous months. Got a slight pullback right now. 2 week testing the fair value gap. So, I mean, that's good. It's making a higher low. Look, you see how many fair value gaps this is on each week? That is insane. It's just stair stepping. So now we're retesting this old fair value gap that we made 2 months ago. And right now it's a successful test. So right now we just expecting, to get above this 130 level sometime soon. And then, we can get a fresh breaker structure and then it'll keep going. All right. Ooh. So anybody recognize this pattern right here? I'm not even gonna say what it is. I know the people who trained with me know this answer. You close. I mean, technically you're right. But Yeah, I gotta get that one to you. Okay, so every time I see this thin arc, bearish arc, followed by like a flat curling up inverse, it maps out the craziest moves every time. So like here's one right here. You know, it was slim, explosion. Then it started to arc, explosion. Thin, bow, then pop back down, boom. So every time Intel does this like shallow pullback, well, it really don't be a shallow pullback because this was kind of a major pullback, but every time it does this shallow arc formation, like the moves are so much more powerful when it clears the WTMA. Oh yes, you should definitely be doing a trade plan on Intel. Oh, you know what? I am gonna do this while I have people in here just in case. Boom. Boom. All right. So there we go. So everybody who has Wolf access will receive Wolf access, and you'll be able to see the trade plans that I do. Because I do a crap ton of trade plans. And the free wolves, for the free wolves, you know, I dropped one in per week since 2 weeks. So, you know, I probably ramp that up just so y'all can make a little dough before you move on to become a wolf, you know. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. And okay, I'm in a leap right now on them. I have a 15 leap, so I just hit in the money. I have 3 of them. Look at this chart, man. You see this? That's 42. So we should be at 2-week liquidity. If I'm not mistaken. Yep, right here. Am I gonna withdraw? And or am I gonna go through that sweep? Yes, I am. I have it to 2028. So looking at the week, pressing right into that order block. You know, if anything, it might, what I'm hoping for is it gaps up. I can sell 2 of them, let it come back down, and then buy those same 2 again. But I don't know. I think I can just hold them. Daily on aggressive, it moves 86 cents a day. It moved up $1.29. So for those who don't know, Nokia is a part of the AI race. So you definitely want to, you know, get your eyes on. This is the Ford of semiconductor telecommunication semi stocks. This is the Ford version. So small account friendly. I think the leaps I bought, the 15 leaps I bought at around, when it was like at $10, they were $150 per leap. So I should have like loaded up on them. And right now they are up. Let me make sure. They're up $621, which is 59%. I'm already up 59. And I got this thing to January 21st, 2028. So yeah, let's get this thing to a 1,000 bagger or something. I don't know. The faster I get, you know, to that 250K mark, the faster I can give Sean the Wolf my car. Out the money. I bought mine out the money. But they just got in the money today. So I definitely strategically I was like, man, where's the first resistance? Or I think I did it by Delta, if I'm not mistaken. I had to go back and look at my old plan because I did a plan on them probably like 3 weeks ago. All right, RGTI. I have a leap on these bad boys too. All right, so you know, RGTI was, you know, down here at $13. So on the monthly, we're currently reclaiming the monthly WTMA. We already reclaimed the 12. Looking at the weekly, The only weekly resistance we have right now is this WTMA cloud. Once we clear this cloud, it is going to go bonkers, at least to this fair value gap to 35. So for those who did not know, the WTMA cloud is basically a band of WTMAs. So imagine this thick cloud, with WTMAs inside of it like this. And then when they tighten up together, this is like super crazy resistance. And then when they do break, that's when you get those parabolic moves. Put that down in your toolbox. Put that down on your notepad. Save it to your desktop. Put it in your phone. Because the way I'll be learning stuff, I had to get repeated something like 50 million times before I realized, oh man, you did tell me that. So looking at the daily, so for those who don't know, RGTI is a quantum computing ticker, and the U.S. government just announced that they're gonna do something with quantum. So that's why the last 2 days RGTI has been going bonkers. And for the RGTI leap, I bought those already in the money. So I bought a 15 call at about right here when it was at 19. I did that for the Delta. So it's working out so far. That percentage is, let's see. If I can get to it, 81%. I'm already at 81% here, so dang. Yeah, wow, 81% already. That's $10 in the money. All right. Oh, hey, this is another forward of, that's the forward of quantum computing. The only other one I can really think of is QUBT, IonQ. Ooh. Do a top down on IonQ. And then there's one more. I used to have all of them up. RGTI up 148% on my shares. Oh yeah. So yeah, basically my leap is like acting as shares now. So once my RGTI leap get up so far, what I am gonna do is exercise my contract early, and then I can get those shares at $15 a piece, 100 of them, which would be very, very cheap. QBTS, man. Hey man, I thought you said you was new, man. Ooh, they got a good chart too. IonQ, QBTS, all of them doing the same thing too. I like that. All right. Ooh wee. I know your IBM cooking. All right, Bloom Energy. This thing has been on a tear. This is a small cap ticker, but you definitely don't see that in the price because those premiums are insane. I did fumble a trade on them this week. I got in on a 15-minute confirmation. I already knew what it was gonna do, and I bought 2 contracts for $1,100. And I was like, man, it's gonna go. And then I probably turned my head for like 10 seconds, and I was down 600. I was like, whoa, cut them. As soon as I cut them, the price that I was trying to sell them at, shot up. It sold them for like 200 more than I was trying to sell it for. And at that moment, I knew I messed up because that thing started rocketing. Yesterday too, by the way. No, day before yesterday. So don't worry, I'll get them back. So monthly looks good. Weekly looks even better. We almost printed a all-time high. Well, we printed an all-time high this week, but we didn't print one today. So I mean, that's good. That's just a slight pullback. 3-day looks decent. It's just sucking up liquidity at the top. And then this, so here we go. This is what I saw in Intel. All right. So you get all the way up. You get a almost flat WTMA. and it just, you know, price rejects under it, and then it'll pop up over it. You got a fresh breaker structure. What comes after the breaker structure? A pullback. Boom. You go all the way back down to this liquidity level. This is probably gonna be on like a 4 hour or 2 hour. Let me make sure. Oh, here we go. Boom and boom. All right. Now, once you start going back up, you get that tight woven WTMA inverse arc. And I'm telling you, this pattern never fails. So right now, what it's doing right here is a buy side liquidity sweep, which is on the, what time frame? What time frame? It might be the daily, but I don't see a trigger anywhere, so might have been, or might be on the 4 hour. But yeah, so now we just doing a buy side liquidity sweep, coming back down to this fair value gap. Should bounce off that fair value gap since we're at this breaker structure level. So right here, it has to hold this level or hold the 12 if it does come back down, and then it'll spring back up. New order option trade, my Fidelity account I looked at once in a while that had stocks like Ford. Ooh. Dude, man, Ford went bonkers today. NVTS is crazy good. I don't know why I got these. I know why. I posted this plan somewhere else. So GLW. So looking at the monthly first. Disregard the arrows now. So you already see we're extremely bullish on the monthly time frame. We're on aggressive move. It moves $19 a month. I'm doing air quotes because it's already up $29 this month, and it pulled back, 17 of that, so that's fine. Weekly, this is what you want to see when a stock looks like it's free falling, and then it wicks all the way back up. That just confirms that the higher low is made. So we got this fresh breaker structure. We had 2 pullbacks, and then once we reclaim that breaker structure level, we got a crazy move up to 212, which was the beginning of a buy side liquidity sweep, straight into a sell side liquidity sweep. So this thing is giving 2 to 3 trades, per week. Looking at the weekly time frame, and this is what I meant by that, right? So let's go back to the week, and I'm gonna go to the path. Boom. All right, so let's go here, here, and here. All right, so this is 1 trade, 2 trade, and then 3 trade. All right. So watch this. Boom. Look at that. You get, so this is probably a confirmation on like the 4 hour or something, right? But you already see the flat WTMA. Once it started to curl, I probably would have got in right here, because we already at fair value gap, holding this previous high that we had right here. Fresh arc, boom, gap up the next day, change of character. Wicks, bam, pop up. What is this price? 160 to 212, and then all the way back down to 169, and now all the way back up to 194. So this swings its monthly ATR in like days. So yeah, GLW, please look at it. And also, same look at the pattern. You can see the channel. Oh, that's why I got the arrows, right? So higher low, higher low, higher low. I do this with not every ticker, but I do it when that ain't the right one. Not field channel. Man, where is my, oh, here we go. Parallel. let's go here for that. Yep, here we go. So if you take off all of the moving averages, all of the indicators, you can simplify your pattern recognition like this, right? So now, what you want to do in this case is do a path. All right, so watch how price hits these channels and watch how it reacts once it does it, right? So boom, it almost hit this one, cool, whatever. It almost hit that one, came back down. So now we know that this level right here is a great support. Buy side sweep off of that one, boom. You get a break. Once you broke off of this one, it gapped up. So now we got this breaker structure right here, straight up to the top of this channel, right back down to the middle of this channel, to the top of this channel, and so on and so on. Like, once you can like simplify the price action, what candle do you connect it to? I just put one on here with like whichever one that went into the channel first, because if anything, you always can do this right here. Extend it back. Uh-oh, I think I just lost something. There we go, right there. And then extend it just a little bit. Bloop. So now look what you see, right? You see this? Now look. Bam. It basically ping pongs within the channels. So up, down, up, middle, up, bam, bam, bam. So yeah, it rinses and repeats itself. So if you can see this before doing a top down, you be like, oh, okay, I recognize this pattern. All I gotta do is plug this into Black Wolf, and Black Wolf just gonna give me the key levels that I need to look for, the confirmation, and boom, execution. Now let me delete this before I be looking crazy on Tuesday when the market open. I'll be like, what is all this stuff? All right, boom, 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 BRVP. All right, there we go. Next is Apple. Hey, congrats whoever took that Apple trade, man. Hey, I put the premium plan out there for folks on this one. Premium plan, you know, with crazy details. So just like GLW, you still can see the same. Well, you can kind of see the same pattern, but boom, right there. If I drag this down, it'll probably connect even more. Yep. Like, this is insane. So you see that higher highs, higher lows. Monthly, we are currently up 37 bucks on the month, and ATR is on aggressive. For the weekly candles, breaker structure with a built-in pullback and then a spring up. Now we got this trigger that closed. I believe this was a 2-week trigger, if I remember that Hustle called out. So popped over that. It didn't even come back to retest it, and it just kept going. So I recognized this once she called it for that 2-week trigger last week. This is what the 2-week chart looks like. So if you look at the 2-week, every time you get this group of moving averages like that curls at the same time, the move is crazy. So you got it right here, you got it right here, right here. Like every time the 12 goes up exactly when the WTMA curls, parabolic movements. So you can already see that these 4 weeks right here, this one was 22 bucks, this one was 15 bucks. So weekly looks good, all floating candles. We did hit TP 1 and 2 on this Apple trade plan that I did 2 days ago. I ended up snagging some 305 calls, 4 305 calls, sold those for like 1,800, bought in for like maybe 12. I'm not even sure how much, man. I'm not sure how much I paid for it. All right, next is NXPI. Hey, shout out to Big O for trusting in his coach. You know, so looking at the monthly, I already saw this one from last month. I was like, man, NXPI is going insane. They had earnings. They're semiconductor ticker, and I missed the run up last one. I was like, man, I got to do a trade plan on them. Somebody got to get them. So I tapped out of all of my money yesterday, and I forgot to get them today. But one of my mentees, Big O, had them, and he hit me up. He said, hey, coach, hey, man, tell me not to panic on this NXPI trade. I go look at the chart on the daily. First, I start on the month. I was like, monthly looks good. The weekly looks crazy, but the weekly was not up here already. So it's like right here on this fair value gap. I was like, okay, cool. I go to the 3-day. 3-day looks immaculate. And then I go to the day. All right. So this was where he was yesterday. All right. Remember what I said. What did we just say on Apple when you get those inverse arcs with the 12 going up right to it? I said, man, don't panic. I said, actually verbatim, I quote, I said, hey, if they wasn't so expensive, I'd tell you to buy another one. All right. Well, I don't think he did, but if he did, that would have been crazy. So yeah, it was down here when he asked me that question too. So I was like, hey man, we just retesting the 12 on the 4 hour. You good? So he was like, okay, I'll hold it. And he had a 300 call. So he was right at the money already. And then, you know, today it finally did what it needed to do. I'm not sure if he held it or not. He has it, the contract was until June anyway. So yeah, shout out to Big O. LRCX, I made a bag on them. I sold them today. It was the same week contract. Hey man, appreciate the likes. Appreciate the likes. Hey, the more exposure the Wolf Empire has, man, the better off we get. Remember, if you got people you want to share these lives, these videos with, do it, because if we get to 5,000 people before August 31st, we get Black Wolf on the chart. Y'all, I don't know how many people saw Black Wolf, but when price action closes above or under Black Wolf, that's your trend. So yeah, go ahead and you know, like it up, share it up. All right, looking at the monthly on LRCX, we have an extremely bullish month. We're at $47. Weekly, it gave everybody the 42 fake out, man. What I tell you, breaker structure zone, 12 EMA. Look, tightly woven every time. Blue. So if you would have got in down here, I got in at like, I had a 285 call. So I think I got in at like 270 something. So I kind of saw the move late, but once I got that confirmation, I knew I was good to go. There it is again. There it is again. Semi showing out. So tightly woven WTMA, crazy pullback, yeah, blah, blah. But we ripped back up immediately for those last 3 days from Tuesday to Thursday. And now we have a lock candle, which is an arc candle, and also a floating candle. You get the triple confirmation off rip. But it is a doji, so beware. You know, dojis, like look, the last candle, which looks exactly like that candle, did this. So definitely do your top-down analysis. I'm gonna see this move. This was $55 in 8 days. Ooh, $55 put her right at the order block. But I'm not saying that's gonna happen, because we just got a fresh inverse arc, and this was a maintained one. So yeah, LRCX looks good. MU, well, MU came out with some crazy news today that they the shortage is going to end beyond 2026, which in essence is bullish news. However, if you think it from a supplier standpoint, I'm not buying crap from you until your supply is, there. I mean, because basically you just locking in what them things used to be called in Walmart, layaways. Yeah, you just locking in like, hey, I'm gonna buy these chips from you that I ain't gonna see in 2 years. Why would I spend my money this early? So MU is crazy. MU is up $233 this month. Woo. This week, same long wick that GLW had, same one that LRCX had. Fair value gap retest. And then we have same inverse arc. Well, the same arc with the flattened WTMA. So now what you want to look for is a 12 EMA and WTMA arc on the daily. And then that's how you know Micron is going to rip higher. Because you can see once it do crossover and locks, it's going to run. And I think they just did a price target evaluation. I think they got a price target raise. That may be SNDK though. Invest $2 billion in Manassas, Virginia. That was like 30 minutes from where I used to stay. Yeah, I was a stock boy in high school and college way back in the day. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that layaway, man. I was too young to even try it or do it, but I definitely remember having to get toys on layaway, and I was like, all right, cool, whatever. All right, Amcor. Why is this one on here still? Let's see what they look like. They just had earnings, and they double beat. Retesting the fair value gap on the month. So trend is still bullish. 12 EMA retest on a week. Fair value gap retest. The daily looks ugly. But let me tell you, you getting a controlled pullback because it's not like a crash or anything. We're probably going to come down. Oh, we already touched it. We're going to come down to this fair value gap, pop up. So now what we're going to do is probably consolidate until this WTMA and 12 gets flat again and then inverse arc up. But right now, I see a bull flag forming. Yeah, bull flag forming. Oh, not the parallel. All right, there we go. And then here's the flagpole. So now what you want to look for Amcor is basically this ping pong motion. And then once it comes back up here, it'll probably happen like right out here though. By the time price gets up here, you'll have a fresh inverse arc with the 12 going with it. And then you'll be attacking the 79 level. And that contract's pretty cheap. Planet Labs, this is a SpaceX proxy play. Contracts are pretty cheap for what I was looking at, but that was 2 days ago in my pre-research phase. So extremely bullish on the month. It doesn't even have a 200 MA on the chart because it's so new. It's IPO'd in 2021. So I mean, that's 5 years old. Weekly, same retest that we've been seeing across most of these tickers that I've been going over. Got a crazy kind of pullback from 43 to 37. So a $5 move down and then an immediate spring back up $6. So money is to be made. And the IPO for SpaceX is June. So, you can play Planet Labs as a proxy because, everyone knows when that SpaceX ticker drops, they gonna run the price up super crazy and then dump it. And with Planet Lab, it's so cheap, you can already be in position on your confirmation, of course. On your confirmation. You can already be in on your confirmation. On your confirmation. You can already be in. And then when that price runs up, when SpaceX pop, all you gotta do is put a trailing stop loss on this bad boy, and you cap all the gains. AMD. All right, so I'm gonna go over a call out that I gave my wife. She's very new to trading. She's probably newer than you, Jose. So she's extremely new. All right, so I already was looking at the month. The month was crazy. Oh, actually, I'm gonna take this candle off. There we go. Now, okay, so monthly was still looking crazy. Didn't matter if I took that day off or not. The weekly was looking like this. I was like, man, I recognize this all the time. Once you get this retest of this WTMA and it springs back up, it's usually gonna print a new high. So that's fine. I looked at that. And then I go to the daily time frame. So you're gonna have, you about to see it. Whoa, what's that? But for premium access, what we looking at right now? First two Aaron should get in. First two. What we looking at here? $12 crossing. Flat WTMA. So yeah, the correct answer, flat WTMA. So if you just, put that back in the chat, boom, you in there. Oh, damn. All right, all three of y'all get it. All right, so look. So like I was just saying about GLW, same narrow, slim arc formation, right? So you get this and then price starts to rip up towards it. 12 is going up towards it as well. All right, so if you look at this on a 4 hour, you already have your inverse arc. Boom. And then there goes the order block on the 4 hour. But you see, we closed above this daggone trend line. So yesterday, I looked at the 30-minute time frame. Let's see. Yep, here it is. Let's see. There we go. All right. So this is how I executed. Well, I told my wife to execute this trade, right? So I said, hey, get 2 465s. My first train of thought was to tell her to get 4, but I didn't want to overexpose her portfolio. I was looking at the futures all day because I trade futures when, my options are moving. So I was looking at this chart and I was like, man, this thing like it's going to rip. I started to look at IWM, RTY, ES, and QQQ, and they were all doing the same thing. They had like a small time frame trigger, which was a 30. And I was like, man, that's a small trigger to, hold those major tickers back. And I was like, man, this is going to blow through this. So I said, hey, get 2 465s. Can anybody tell me why I chose the 465s? I'm gonna have that Jeopardy music thing next time, watch. Closest resistance, okay. You almost there. It does have to do with with resistance. So yeah. You close. You're very close. Supply, bro, you cheating. But yes, all right. So I already knew that price was ripping up so fast, and I was looking at the VRVP. So I was looking at the VRVP and I was like, man, look at this. I said, man, it's gonna rip through all of this in pre-market. Well, this morning I woke up to get up for work and it was at 462 and I woke my wife up at like 3:45. I said, hey, you need to sell it soon as the market open. She was like, why? I said, go look at it. So it was at 462 when I told her, and I already knew that it was just gonna keep pushing because the VRVP nodes were so slim, right? So this is what happened with that trade. I'm gonna put it on extended just so you can see. So yeah, that's what this was this morning. So it went all the way up to 452 at the close of TradingView hours. And then once it opened up in the morning, it was at 463. This is what time I wake up in the morning. And I was like, oh my God, she gonna be super ecstatic. So now, this is what happened at open. She sold one of her contracts at the top and then it started to fall. I said, you probably need to trim that one too. And then she trimmed it. Both her positions, she made over 2,200 on an investment of like 100 and something per contract. So less than 300 bucks. She turned that into 2,200 within not even 10 hours. Cause I told her to get it right at market close. So that's how that happened. Turn this extended off. Boom. So yeah, looking at AMD as a whole, still extremely bullish. Weekly still looks good. Daily looks exquisite. Because why? Yes, sir, you guessed it. Float candle, arc candle, lock candle. All in one. So now, you drop down, you already got your confirmation on the 4. Yeah, look at that. Oh my God. The opening 4-hour candle was a level 3 and a change of character candle. And did it close above liquidity? Yeah, it did close above liquidity, but it did pull back to it. So, I mean, hey, that's a dub in our book. All right, let me get through with these tickers. Wolf looks crazy. VRVP looks very empty. Wolf can very well keep running. It's already on aggressive. Wait a minute, what? Why we got Don Trip? All right, so we got aggressive on the monthly, but that's because it's like forming a doji. So it's like sporadic movement, basically. That's what it's telling us. Looking at the weekly, same pattern. Drop down, pop back up off the 12. Let's see what next resistance on weekly is at 43 to 44. That's a long way. That's double its price right now. Ooh, I like this. WTMA forming an arc on the daily. Let's see. What's this? Previous week high or something? Yep, previous week high. Okay, so it's holding the previous week's high, which is good because there was a prior all-time high at one point. Well, not all-time high, but a prior higher high. Four-hour looks good. Jose, what do you think about doing with Wolf? You thinking about getting a leap, or are you trying to play it short term? Because depending on what you do with it, you need time on it because it moves like $1.64 a day. So, like with today, with this doji today, it only moved 10 cents, basically. Jose done fell asleep on me. Uh-oh. SLB. SLB looks decent. Once it get past this last moving average in this 200 cloud and this trigger, it need to close this month over 62.12. We do have a floating candle though. 2 level 3s pending. Well, one level 3 already printed, and then one is pending. Weekly looks good, but we are about to hit some rejection levels at 62.50, then 65 to 70. It'll start chopping. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you just play that with 2 trades. Actually, 3 trades. If you play puts, I'm not sure. So you can come up all the way up to here, have a trail stop loss. Once it kicks you out, that's fine. If it rejects hard, it'll probably come back down to this previous month high, and then it tries to go back up here to 70. And then same thing, rinse and repeat. Yeah, they look good. Ooh, it need to get out of this order block. You get out of that order block, it can move to 62 minimum. All right, AVGO. AVGO is in a ugly doji candle, but that's fine. Still holding this fair value gap. The weekly retested the signal, but it is inside the WTMA. So it is kind of consolidating. They have earnings next week. Well, in 2 weeks. So them premiums gonna be high. And they probably gonna expect like a $20 move. So you definitely, if you do play it, play the run up and sell it before the earnings, or you offset it by getting puts. So if it tanks, you win the puts, get out your calls, or you hold your calls, or if it goes up and skyrocket, you just cut your puts and then you still win. That way you don't get burned just by gambling on one way. Yep, AVGO just consolidating. It's forming a rectangle. No confirmation yet, but the WTMA is flat, so this is often viewed as distribution. So when it's like this, so say for instance we flip this, right? This is how we know smart money is accumulating, shares, options. So when the dudes do come out, they skyrocket like crazy. So if you use that same logic, this is just a setup for a possible dump. But hey, we are in demand zones. Meta. Ooh. I don't like that chart. Let me look at 3 months. Ooh. 6 months. Okay, a chart that looks good for Meta, the 6 month chart. Monthly don't look too hot. I mean, it has some major levels to hold for it to, actually move up. Pretty sure with their earnings, they moved down a lot. Regardless of the double beat. It is making lower lows and lower highs. It's steadily getting rejected by this trend line, so that ain't good. So you can see the pattern of the WTMA. It'll make a rounded arc, boom, pop down. Rounded arc, boom, pop down. Now that arc is rounding down again. Ooh. Let's see. This weekly said weekly is rounding down, but the daily is I mean, right now, it's looking like it's want to do this same move, like flatten out the WTMA and then just dump. I would definitely do a trade plan with Black Wolf on Meta. I don't even trade Meta because this thing moves so crazily. It'll be like, it'll give you a bullish confirmation and then reverses it the next day. So light. This is too rich for my blood. It went down 17 bucks today. That's actually a small move for them though. Forming a doji candle. Same rejection that we had on every semi. But it is holding the 12. But it is inside. It closed inside of the WTMA and the 12. So be cautious of consolidation. But I know you're in shares, so you're good to go. So what you want to look for now is a daily reclaim over this WTMA and 12. So it's still over the 12. So now what you want to look for is this 12 to cross over this WTMA for that big boy move. We already did Apple Pascal. Come on, man. Come on, man. There you go, right here. Boom. So that's what you want to look for right there. And then the 12 is going, you know, it's going to go a little quicker than this. It's just this daggone brush is trash. But once this 12 crosses over that WTMA, light is going to probably explode to like what's this, 1080? 1085? It's probably going to go to 1085 pretty quick. APLD. Ooh, new all-time highs. Okay. Monthly looks good. Weekly, same retest. I'm trying to tell you, man. Look at this. This is what level it retested. So it retested the 12, the WTMA, and the WTMA cloud. Oh, and bonus. This WTMA liquidity level. Boom, boom, and boom. You talking about crazy confirmation. This is 1 confirmation, 2 confirmation, 3 confirmation. That's insane. And you got the breaker structure the month prior, 4 confirmations. I'm just saying. And now you got the fresh inverse arc with a floater and a lock. And with the 12 shooting up like we've been seeing for like 80% of these tickers. So you already know what to expect out of APLD. So what you want to do with APLD is put out your fields. Bam. 49.05, and then you mark out your liquidity levels then. You already know how to do that though. Ooh, 2 more? That's insane. I feel like I've been on here. Oh, I have. see, this what the you see how the monthly fib with the extension was like, you see how it respected the monthly fib right there? Came up to that liquidity, bink, smack right back down. So now you need a monthly close above 47.98 for whoever put APLD up. Oh, DB Sherry. Yo. Looking at the week. Let me take these extensions off. All right, APLD on the weekly. Oh, we just already did this. What am I doing? We already did this. Yeah. XLV is what I meant to do. All right, XLV just made its new higher low off of a pullback on a breaker structure. So that's good. So it had to print in the new higher low. So that's fine. It does need to, it just reclaimed its 12, but it needs to close this month over that 12. We currently have a bearish arc forming, but if price shoots up so fast that will untangle that. looking at the weekly, exquisite inverse arc 12 reclaim. Powerful candle. That's almost a Marabazu candle. Ooh. Ooh. It's gonna be your Lily. VRVP's tapering off. First target will be 152. But you know, you don't trade XLV, you just trade the tickers within XLV, and then you reap way more benefits. So that's gonna be crazy. 3-day, you got an order block that it tried to sweep, but I mean it closed right at the tip of that, which is also the previous month high. All right, now you have a daily trigger, which, ooh man, if you break this, so let me see. All right, so looking at this VRVP, you already know what's gonna happen. So you need this daily candle to close above this trigger. You need to close above this 200. Once you close above both of those, watch for the sweep, because the 12 is still down here. All right, so we're probably gonna sweep, come back down. That way, WTMA clouds come down just a little bit lower. The 12 crosses over the WTMA cloud, and then price goes, well, the WTMA and the 12 goes with the price action above this key level, and then boom, parabolic movement on XLV's tickers. So be on the lookout for that. So I'm finna see if ABBV has this same setup. Yep, ABBV. AMGN, it actually has more room to run, but it's right at the 200. Lily, that thing been booming, up 23 bucks today. What else? I don't need to keep going. Y'all know what to do. Click that, hold this button. But yeah, XLV looks insane. So definitely look into healthcare. Let me look at this this rotation dashboard. Oh, it's number 2 on the list. Ooh. All right. So yeah, healthcare is number 2 on the sector rotation dashboard. So that is the setting that I'm on here on the weekly is your swing trading configuration. When you put it on the weekly, you're looking for weekly swings or longer term swing trades. Looking at the daily one, let's see what it says. Healthcare led, followed by tech. Everything was mostly green except communications. That probably fell off at the end of the day. So that's why SPY was ripping today. Everything was mostly green, including energy. IBM, buy side sweep on the daily. All right, IBM, higher low printing. But it does need to, it needs to reclaim that 12 on the monthly and that WTMA. But they just got crazy news. They've been ripping lately though. Let's see. 200 retest, order block retest, fresh inverse arc, 12 reclaim, buy side sweep. Somebody just messaged me in Discord. A 200 rejection, buy side sweep again, inverse arc on the 3-day. So now you have an inverse arc on bigger time frames on IBM. Do a top-down analysis on IBM. Footstomp. Do a top-down on IBM. All right, so there go that buy-side sweep. So if you ever wonder why when stocks gap up at a resistance level and they sell straight off, it's the equivalent of, you know, price running up and then selling off for that liquidity sweep. So just because it gaps up doesn't mean that that liquidity isn't going to be snatched. So that's the same thing that happened to AMD today as well. and you rejected off the 200 like perfectly. So that only made sense that that'll happen. But you do have a huge fair value gap. So expect some turbulence at this sweep level and this 200 since you're sandwiched between. Hopefully you got, you know, hella time on it. Because once it do cross over this 12 on the daily, you already see the VRVP, it tapers off to nothing. It's probably gonna shoot to 290 insanely fast, and you're gonna be like, man, I just made so much money so fast, I'm scared. Don't be. Put a trailer stop loss. GE. It is over 300. Oh. So right now we already reclaimed the 12. We need to close above the 12. We do have an arc down. That ain't good. But overall, bullish. Weekly, oh yeah, there it is. Oh, that thing finna move. All right, so on the weekly time frame, we have a fresh inverse arc and a 12 reclaim that reclaimed today. Right now, 280 is your key level. 3 days gonna be curled up. This is accumulation. An elongated inverse arc is accumulation, so that's good. You need to clear about 308 for price to start accelerating. You might get rejected at this trend line and then consolidate a little bit and then another spring up to 346. What am I saying? I do see a little ascending triangle action. I see a head and shoulders that just completed. That thing look like radio waves. So shoulders, head, shoulder, and then, man, he got a fresh inverse arc on the day. But you're still in the 200, so that's why you got that rejection right here. But once you clear this 200 and this WTMA cloud, you're gonna go up to 315 to 319 very fast. Yeah. And those are the 30 tickers that I broke down. All right, anybody got any questions? Any questions? Because I have a session in 20 minutes. We already talked about SpaceX today because they just postponed a rocket launch due to a last minute technical glitch about 19 minutes ago. Uh-oh. Oh yeah. Hey, DC Clark, man, please put them notifications on. Cause that Credo that would have made you so much, so fast. Oh yeah, I appreciate it. Hey man, thanks for coming by. Thanks for spending an hour and a half almost with you know, Creole or Q. And yes, I am taking sessions for those who need it. Only if you need it. Don't come to me and knowing more than me, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to feel like I need to pay you at that point. So, with that being said, y'all have a blessed weekend. Have a, you know, actually having a great extended weekend. And don't forget the followings. Until next time, I'm out of here.